No philosophies, no theologies, no civilizations, no records of anything. Human beings have been around for a long time on this planet here.
1 billion years, and each cycle is like the
Well, howdy, nearly senior citizen here. Greetings, boys, girls, and all of our non-binary friends, and welcome to this, a brand new day. Yes, indeed, and it's gonna be a scorcher here in the Pacific Northwest. I had my fan on in the window all night while I was sleeping. I had my fan on in the doorway here to keep the air moving through this room all night while I was sleeping, and when I got in here this morning, it was warm still. Oh boy, we're gonna be topping 90. So it's going to be feeling close to 100. So as soon as I'm done recording, all of these lights and stuff go off. Yay. So my computer's going to be struggling. I'm going to be struggling. It happens. It has still been unseasonably cool for this area over the past couple years. It's been, always cool, but with global climate change, it's gotten hotter. And so it's been cooler than even it was back in the 2010s. So I can't complain too much. And of course, front loading of videos. Hey, if you could toss me a like if you like what you hear and see, that'd be cool. If you could subscribe to the channel if you like what you hear and see as well, and you're not subscribed, that'd be very cool. If you could leave me a comment, that'd be awesome. And I'd like to thank each and every one of my Patreon patrons. These literally beautiful and literally awesome people who are in fact literally beautiful and literally awesome. It is a very, very good thing, and I do appreciate the help of each and every one of these people. You keep me and my pets alive and, well, underneath a roof, and that's a good thing. If you'd like to become a patron, there are links in the video description. If you'd like to help me out without becoming a patron, there's links to a PayPal. If you'd like to help me out without sending money, there's an Amazon wishlist link with stuff like cat food on it. So thumbs up for that. And front loading of videos over. Yay! Hopefully I got my timing all right. I'm not as focused as I would like. I'm still adjusting the timing on the dosages of my Wellbutrin. The day before, I had taken my first dose at 6 o'clock in the morning and then taken the next dose at 3. That seemed to work really well. My focus and concentration was doing good at 7, 8, 9 o'clock. I really like that. I forgot to do that yesterday. So I took my second Wellbutrin tablet at 6. And so when I was going for walkies, I could barely focus. I could barely concentrate. I could feel the difference. The med takes time. And during the time I was going out walkies, I was at a low point in my blood for the meds. So, yay. I'm going to be trying to take it again on a more regular schedule. So 3 o'clock, hopefully it is. Yay. Past that, it's just been days. I had a little bit of time falling asleep yesterday. Not a whole lot, but a little. I was kind of time blind, which is joyous. I played some video games. I listened to some music. I've been listening to the PlayStation soundtrack for the original Doom port from way back when. And it's all in MIDI, not even like Soundtracker or mods or any of that older stuff. It's all just MIDI. So to me, it sounds like one of the earlier like Origin Systems games for their Ultimate series. So that's way back when. If you know anything of what I'm talking about, then thumbs up. And if you don't even worry about it. It's ancient history. But still, life is life. So I went walkies and thought about stuff as best I could. Mostly it was contextualizing things that I had thought about, as well as trying to figure out other things that I had been thinking about as well, all on my creative stuff, of course. But let's see if there is anything else that I've got written on my list for what happened in just the regular day, and no. Everything else just was slow and boring. I got home, I relaxed, I went to bed after I went for walkies. So yesterday kind of dull, but it was, part of the weekend. So today I got some phone calls that I'm hoping that I can make. I'm not going to beat myself up if I can't, but I'm going to really try. Very important thing, so hopefully I can get that done. That would be good. I need to make it to the emergency room. I've been trying to treat this pain in my back as if it's just a a knot, a muscle knot. And the problem is it could be because I get into certain positions and then it hurts like it's a muscle knot. But it's been hard to sleep with it because it hurts. And that's not right or good. No matter what I do, it's not stopping. And this is new. So yeah, I'm gonna have to go to like the emergency room because I can't go to a walk-in clinic because I don't have any money to be able to pay even a copay. So I have to do things like go to the emergency room and then apply for charity care afterward because I don't have any money to pay for it. So hopefully it's gonna be non-life threatening. That would be good, but yeah, it's reached a point where I can't just ignore it anymore, and that actually is a problem. This is partially a me with my mental issues thing, but it's also partly people that suffer from chronic issues do tend to do what I'm doing now, which is waiting and seeing and just, not taking care of things instantly. Part of that is there's, a resource situation. Like I say, I don't have money to pay for stuff, so I can't just go whenever I want. But also part of it is when you have a chronic condition, you get used to things like, oh, that hurts a lot. Well, you've got spots all over you that are like that. You're used to just waiting and seeing. And one of those things that kills a lot of people with chronic conditions is they wait and see on a lot of things that you shouldn't be. If you didn't have a chronic condition, what you're feeling would have you in a panic at the doctors. But because you have a chronic condition, you're weighing that against the conditions that you already have instead of weighing it against your body if you didn't. But you can't weigh it against the things that you don't have. You can only weigh it against what you do. And so a lot of people with chronic conditions die from stuff that they probably shouldn't because they're just used to dealing with things hurting all the time, which is one of the things with me. I mean, my hands feel like I'm smashed with hammers all the time. And then when my fingers catch, it's like a knife being driven into them until I can pop the joint and then it doesn't hurt, which tells me it's not arthritis, so I don't even know what that is. Arthritis is when the cartilage is worn away and your bones are rubbing together. I can feel in my joint catches, it's not moving right and it's got increasing pain because something is caught, feels like something's grinding. You'd think arthritis, but then popping the knuckle and the pain goes away. You can't just pop a knuckle and have bone stop rubbing against itself, so it's not arthritis. I have no ideas. So I'm just used to ignoring things that hurt. And any person with any chronic pain issue is going to be very used to doing that. So thumbs up. But past that, I'm going to talk some stuff about my creative setting here, and hopefully it's not too boring for people, but it is for me a good thing. There's a lot that I have been thinking about, so even though a lot of this is I've just been working on it for a long time, it's still I've been able to remember it. I took my ADHD meds this morning, so I'm able to remember. One of the things is there is not a whole lot of body reverence for the dead on the Razor's Edge especially, but even on the inside. I mentioned before how a day when you don't wander across the half-eaten corpse of a random unnamed stranger stands out because it's such a normal occurrence. Coming across some still moistly decaying human remains is a normal thing. If that doesn't happen, it stands out. I mean, you may not even realize what it is until the end of the day when you're with your friends or a partner and you just go, oh, that's what it was. This day felt really weird. I just realized I didn't come across any corpses. And it would be, whoa. But it's not a shock and a horror thing because that sort of thing, coming across human corpses, half-eaten corpses, decaying human corpses, is normalized. It's not unusual. And nothing can withstand deep time. No philosophies, no theologies, no civilizations, no records of anything Human beings have been around for a long time on this planet here, and we don't even have good records that we can accurately track everything for even 5,000-10,000 years back. If records don't even last that long here, how long can they last in a universe, the Razor's Edge, where every 3 billion years there's a reset? Because every 1.78 billion years, all the human beings are gone. Anything with intelligence that can keep things stabilized is missing. Everything slowly fades back to a uniform order gray, except for where the kaiju is. And then when out here, our cycle restarts again every 15 billion years. Intelligence comes back, the doors open, energy flows, and people come back to the Razor's Edge. The time when people are walking on the earth in the Razor's Edge is 1.78 billion years. Even on our planet, civilizations rise and fall in... Well, they say, historically, you take a look, empires only last about 250 years. Civilizations don't necessarily fall when the empire does. After all, Britain's still here and they had an empire. The American empire is falling apart as we slide into fascism right now. It will still exist as a country in some fashion. But things happen. Nothing can last deep time. If we can't even have records, all of our records last for a few thousand years here, how can you last a few 100 million years? No ideas last. And currently, right now, on the Razor's Edge on the inside, there are no theologies. There are no gods and such like that people believe in. And one of the reasons it's really hard to convert people right now, and people that come in with deep religious beliefs that have the sight and go to the Razor's Edge and meet the people there, is really, really hard to point to your holy book and say, read this book. We'll talk about the miracles that happened within it. When the person who lives on the Razor's Edge can read every fantastic thing, every miracle in the Holy Bible, and then look at it and just say, this is just a Tuesday. Because it's nuts like that on the inside and on the Razor's Edge. One of the reasons, I'm really bouncing subjects, that things happen is if you could give in the inanimate an emotion. If you could point to the inanimate and say it is feeling something, then for the particular universe here, and then calling outward to the fullness of the multiverse that it comes into, and all of the multiverses that are contained within the Ungata itself, if you could point to them and say, as inanimate things, what are they feeling? It would be the sheer joy of creation. The fires and furnaces of creation have been cranked up, not to 11 or 12 or 13. They're like at 15, running hotter than ever they were ever designed to run. And not only are they firing on all cylinders, they've been running like cheetahs and purring like happy, contented cats. There is so much creation happening just within the multiverses, within each universe. Any religious text on this planet that you can point to and say, let's talk about these miracles, that's just a Tuesday for the Razor's Edge. And so right now there are no theologies. There will be, but they won't last forever. Nothing lasts deep time. And so there are individuals, powerful individuals, that are more than happy to be worshipped as gods, and things pass and times go, civilizations rise and fall. There are times when there are no people at all living on the Apple Rock layer, and times when it is full. And right now, it's comparable. The Razor's Edge, most of the Razor's Edge is comparable to like the early 1900s in America and Europe. Low tech, low tech, developing culture, developing social mores. Things are starting to solidify and things are starting to come together, but they're not there yet. Because each place on the Razor's Edge and the inside is effectively its own city-state. There is no overarching authority on the Razor's Edge or on the inside. Every village is effectively its own city-state. But they don't go to war with each other because remember, on the Razor's Edge especially, and on the inside, you're on the bleeding edge of an unending, untamable frontier. I can't remember where I was going with that, but it is true, but it also ties in with one thing that I want to talk about real quick as well, because you find corpses everywhere, because people are always being eaten wherever you go. We're everywhere, which means we are everywhere. Predators are going to find us for opportunity prey because we're everywhere. And so you find corpses everywhere. Where was I going with this one? Ah, yes, crime. Because if you go camping with 8 people, you could come back with just 6 of you. And you would have no evidence to prove what actually happened. Yeah, Bob and Sarah got eaten. There were no corpses left. They were eaten and they're gone. Well, out here, you'd have to prove that you didn't kill them. But on the Razor's Edge, again, that's Tuesday. In the top 10 reasons of death on the Razor's Edge is being eaten. So yeah, there's crime where you can easily go out with someone, come back with them gone, and just go, Fred got eaten. But everything is more community oriented again on the inside. You have to be there for the community or the community will not be there for you. If you're there for the community will be there for you. And if you're not, it won't. And if the community is not there for you, you are not going to survive. And if you're the kind of person that's going to off someone just because you're mad at them, that's going to show up beforehand. And the community notices stuff like that. You will likely not reach that stage of being able to just murder someone because the community will have noticed your behavior. You will start to get ostracized, and if you're not there for the community, they're not going to come help you when you need it. And oh look, they go out to your house and they find a couple bloodstains, broken furniture, but they don't find you. And of course, I've opened up 24 hours worth of comments in my community tab. I'm going to go through and thank however many people have left me comments in the past 24 hours. If I mispronounce the username, no disrespect is intended. And even though I count in American Sign Language, well, you've already seen how my brain functions. And if you have watched this far, and most people don't, but if you have watched this far, thumbs up and thank you so very much. We have Timothy Parham, thumbs up and thank you very much. JAYY, greatly appreciated. Good to see you in the comments. We have Jesse Koskinen. Hey, it's good that you had a day off, and I am glad that you were able to go out wildlife photo shooting. I was going to say photoshopping, but that's wrong. We have T Lesh FPS, thumbs up and thank you. Loco5, very good to see you in the comments. Thank you. We have Adrian, thumbs up and thank you very, very much. The Horror Files, good to see you in the comments. Tall Dude 123, I haven't seen a tall dude in the comments for quite some time, so thumbs up. And I will look into Golden Souls. We have Danny DNO, thumbs up and thank you. Nando Rice Charuti, good to see you in the comments. There is Ken Pachi Ramasama, thumbs up and thank you. We have Ben B, good to see you in the comments. And then there is SIELTAN, thumbs up, thank each and every one of you. 13 people in the past 24 hours. Greatly appreciated. Get me out of my head and into the world and dealing with real people, if only for a short time, and if only in text. Thumbs up for that. Well, hokey smokes, as stated, I'm going to try and get some things done today. Hopefully you can get some things done today, and hopefully if you're in an area where it's really hot, you're able to cool down and take as much care as you can. And of course, with diseases a-raging out there, especially things like the Covfefe bug in the U.S., please take appropriate precautions, take appropriate care. You don't need to get sick. You don't need to give other people illnesses. So, until we meet again, you take care. Have a great day today. I will see you on the flip side, and that is a very good thing.